guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Shamika. Before we get into the topic of why Colin Kaepernick is a fucking idiot, first I want to talk about something. I feel like there's this really fucked up idea of what oppression really is, like actual real oppression, because people just keep using it really flippantly, and I think people are quite confused. So I'm going to give you a little lesson today, so if you would just pay close attention to this clip here so you can see what real oppression looks like.
For the last 5 months we've been receiving graphic video from a part of Myanmar that's closed to the outside world. The Burmese government wants to keep what's happening secret.
Definite crimes against humanity.
The Burmese response was to close the area, and the army began what it called clearance operations. Civilians as well as militants have been targeted. There are now more than 70,000 Rohingya sheltering in makeshift camps along the border. They've been called the world's most unwanted people. Back in Myanmar, they're the lowest of the low.
বাবা কে মারা গেছে গুলি করছিল হ্যাঁ দেখছি দূর থেকে দাঁড়িয়ে দেখছিলাম আমার পরিবারের সাথে কে বলে না এই কথাটা আজকে বলছি আমার পরিবারকে বললাম অন্য পাড়াতে আছে এইটা বললাম আজকে বলছি আমার বাবা মৃত্যু হয়েছে
Mohammed's story is supported by video we've verified of helicopters overhead, burning homes, and large numbers of burnt bodies. Since October, the United Nations and human rights groups have reported hundreds of cases of murder, rape, and abduction committed against the Rohingya.
That's oppression. That's actual real life oppression. Not that I didn't get my way or life is a bit unfair. That is oppression. And just in case you need one more example, pay close attention to this next clip.
This is Burma. This is a neighboring country to Thailand where I'm staying right now. And they're suffering through ethnic cleansing. This is what oppression looks like. There are millions of people in this world that would give anything to trade places with you. Anybody who's living in a Western country are privileged, is privileged. This is what oppression is. Stop disrespecting people who are actually going through something.
मारे निदार गद्देड़ आर माई झटका माजी होतर आर मारे हाड़ी फलाई बाद आर हल्ला कर गलाय गय तो सुंदर तो ने दुबुन गइचे हो सुर का फलाई तर तुझे मन होय गरीब आदार एरी बादार हुन आयरे नेला फलाई बेडी अंदर नेला यरा हिम्मी का गरे जो तलो लुंचे military gol pumaya fighter ne ala yara amma ware mare khalai zara di bade to yare zulum kari bala mani hosor khuli bade tara tun zendila gorona se hindila gori bade mani eriti bade tar ko dunashi ar ko dune hine bishi mara tara beju gori bade to I tara mani zet pora ka kore mani binna khozana ashto baza iche 12 baze eri diye 12 baza shera tara go baze eri diye hendila tara tu zendila jama ya hari bhalai bapa hari bhalai thara hendila manchur hati faide hen sula mother dore dayashi
Got it? Do we have a full understanding of what actual oppression is? What victimization of citizens really look like? Got it? Okay, good, because there's a really good chance that you're not oppressed. Let's get this clear. Life being unfair does not equate oppression. Having obstacles and barriers in your way before you accomplish what you want to accomplish doesn't equate oppression. Having many obstacles in your way still does not equal oppression. Your life being a bit harder and tougher than someone else's life still does not equal oppression. You being the descendants of ancestors who went through actual oppression does not equal to your oppression. Got it? Get it? Good. I don't know why I'm so serious. It just really, really pisses me off, and I think it's because I know, like, I am informed about what other societies and other cultures go through in this world and what real oppression looks like, that I feel like it's, again, so disrespectful to claim oppression when there is none. You are not oppressed. Life is just not fair. Someone who has millions of dollars is more privileged than I am. But that doesn't mean that I am now oppressed because they have more money and more opportunities than me. They were just lucky and they were born into a situation where they have more money, or born into a family where they have more money, because that family actually worked for that money for generations and built up some type of wealth. If you are a black man making millions of dollars and you can stand on an international platform and talk to millions upon millions of people and call your president a white supremacist and a racist and not get shot, that is really good evidence that you do not live under an oppressive regime, an oppressive society, an oppressive country, or that you are oppressed. The fact that there was a whole award show dedicated to bashing your president and none of you got jailed for it, really good proof that you're not living under an oppressive regime. Just go Google it. Do some research. There's a lot of countries that can't say bullshit about their president without getting thrown in jail. That is what oppression is. You have these spoiled ass black and brown students in these universities along with their white allies talking about we're oppressed, we're victims, yelling and badgering their administrative faculty, their teachers, and other students, and giving way too much freedom to do so, but somehow they're oppressed while they're protesting in the air-conditioned institution of higher learning. But you're oppressed. You know what oppression is? A little Asian girl who had to live in a tiny one-bedroom shack and take care of her little brother and her father who molests her every fucking night. Get on her bicycle before the sun comes up, ride 30 miles into town, work all day, go to school that she pays for herself, go home, give all the money she made to her father, except the little bit she pockets to the side because she's a smart little girl, but have to give most of that money to her father, get molested over again, and repeat that day after day after day. She doesn't break down and talk about her oppression. She didn't break down and talk about her victimhood. She said, I'm going to do what I need to do to get out of the situation, and education is my key. That is what she did. Now look, there are individual situations. So there are people who are actually oppressed and victimized in America. Individual situations. Kids who grew up in abusive homes, who get beat every day, who get raped every day, who don't get fed and don't have clothing, are not allowed to go to education. There are kids who actually grow up, and there are people who actually grow up in victimized situations. But guess what? Most of those people you won't find screaming on top of their lungs about how oppressed they are and how much of victims they are, because real victims do not like to be seen as victims because it feels pathetic. It feels gross. It feels like you're being a victim all over again when somebody looks at you like a victim. Speaking of someone who is a child abuse survivor and a rape survivor, the last thing I want in a fucking world is someone to look at me like I'm a victim. That is how you probably know you're not a victim or oppressed, if you are proud of your victimness. If you want to talk about how oppressed you are every day, all the time, you're probably not oppressed, because real victims do not like to be seen as victims, which again makes this even more disrespectful and kind of disgusting. You know what's more frustrating? Is that you had thousands of people around the world taking a knee. But the ones who got the most attention were athletes who are making millions of dollars, including Colin Kaepernick, who had, I believe, an $18 million contract. You have these celebrities who live in these golden guilds, in these little echo chambers, have no connection with real America, with middle America, with little black and brown kids who are growing up in poverty, with little white kids who are growing up in low-income families. No connection to that whatsoever. But we all managed to come together and take a knee that will actually change nothing and help no one. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm not against people standing for solidarity. It's the same thing when the terrorist attack happened in France and everybody changed their profile pictures to a French flag. It was standing in solidarity. People do that because they're humans, and also it's a social contract. When something bad happens, as human beings, we've all agreed that we should feel sorry for that person. That's why you say, I'm sorry for your loss. It doesn't change anything, really, but you do that because it's a human thing to do. So I'm not saying I'm against people standing in solidarity, but as long as you kind of know that it actually changed nothing and helps no one. Most people who change their profile picture know they're not really doing anything. They're not helping anybody, but it's just standing in solidarity. But I feel like that's not what's happening with the bending of the knee. People are acting like it's this revolutionary thing that's going to go down in history books and bring us all together. It's going to end racism. It's going to stop violence. Like, no, it's not going to do anything. You're not doing anything. So all these people with millions upon millions of dollars, instead of actually doing something of substance with their money and their platform, they decided to do something that's easy, that makes them look good, something they can take a selfie of, that's something they can put it on their Instagram and their Twitter. The only thing that you are a part of is a Twitter trend. That is what you're a part of. Something that went trending on Twitter that nobody's going to even think about by next year, or probably a couple of weeks from now. No one's going to care. That is the only thing. And it pisses me the fuck off, because if I was somebody who had a platform like that and all that fucking money, I wouldn't waste it on bending my fucking knee. I saw a tweet from Blacktivity that I follow on Instagram, and I like Blacktivity, but sometimes they just go along with the fucking song, the same fucking rhetoric, and they were saying everybody needs to support bending in the knee. This is really important that we do this. And I would like, why? Is it because it's going to lower the 93% of black on black violence? Is it going to lower the percentage of black abortions in the black community? Is it going to bring fathers home? What is it going to do? What was it really going to do? How is it really going to substantially help anything? How? Again, white people shot way more than black people, but still, black police violence is the #1 killer in the black community. Wrong! Again, I'm not saying we shouldn't stand up for police brutality. I'm just saying I would like to see someone who has that platform, who has that influence, to actually make a real substantial change in black and brown communities in low-income families. I keep saying black and brown and low-income because there are white people who are suffering in low-income families as well. But no, we do the easy stuff. That is the stuff that gets trending. The easy bullshit stuff that doesn't change anything. And that is what's frustrating to me. That is what's frustrating. These celebrities think they've done something. You've done anything. You've done nothing. You've done nothing but show how liberal you are and how un-racist I really am. Make sure you get me a selfie of this. Make sure you take a picture of this. You got it? No. Try a different angle. That's what you're doing. It's bullshit. The reason why I'm so angry about this, and the reason why I'm so passionate about this, because I strongly believe that this rhetoric is so detrimental to the black and brown communities and low-income families. I feel like we are just like sheep to the slaughter, and we're happily going to the slaughter because we believe if we keep shouting about our oppression, that we keep shouting about our victimness, that somehow the world would get better. No, shouting about our oppression and shouting about our victimness hurts the younger generation. Just yesterday, I saw a young black girl, probably no older than her mid to late teens, tweet, "My success is solely based on the color of my skin." You know how sad that is? That society got her thinking that that's the only thing that matters. She's basing her whole life off the color of her skin. That is what claiming your victimness and your oppression does. It doesn't make the world better, because, wake up call, majority of people are good people. Majority of citizens in America are good citizens. I'm not saying they're not evil people. I'm not saying they're not bad people. They don't exist. And I'm not saying there's no racism. But the majority of people are people who are just trying to get on with their lives. So if you think that, oh my God, the world is a big scary place and we can just wake up white people to realize how racist they are, then all of a sudden there'll be black utopia, you're wrong, because the majority of people are already good people. And it's like the black community refuses to look at the real sickness and keep looking at all the symptoms. If all of a sudden, if 1 year goes by and there's no police shootings whatsoever, do you really think the black on black crime is going to go down? Do you really think that abortion rates are going to drop all of a sudden? Do you think black fathers are all going to rush back home to their families? Do you really think that police brutality is the #1 thing and the only thing that we should be focusing on right now? No, it's not. And this is why it pisses me off. Because the only thing that claiming your oppression and your victimness is hurting the younger generation, proof by this girl's tweet. There was another time where I was watching YouTube and watching this like white girl. She was vlogging herself and she has this nice little LA lifestyle that she curated for this vlog, because who knows what's real or not. And this black girl left a comment. And she said, it's not fair that you're showing your lifestyle because most black people would never know what that is. Most black people would never be able to achieve that. Most black people would never be able to have a good life. That is what claiming oppression and victimhood does. It hurts the younger generation to thinking they can do anything with their lives. That is sad, that is sick, and that is pathetic. And shame on any black person that has a platform and the influence and the authority to use that to just help push this rhetoric. That guy from Atlantic, from the Atlanta show, and got an Emmys, what did he do with his platform? Continue telling little black girls and little black boys all over the world that you are oppressed. That is what he did with his platform. It makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. Saw another tweet the other day, a white woman, white people, we need to use our privilege to take a knee and support. No, white people, use your privilege to actually do something of substance. Like, I don't know, give to a fucking charity, give blood, go donate your time in the boys and girls clubs in the black community, donate money to the buildings that are falling apart in the ghettos. Do that. What's fucking taking a knee gonna do? How is that helping? Again, you are part of a Twitter trend. You helped newsstream media organizations with their ratings. That is all you did. Did nothing else. So now, why I think Colin Kaepernick is an idiot. And maybe idiot is a strong word. I think what he did was idiotic and stupid. But just because of what he did was stupid, I'm pretty sure he at least have a moderate understanding on how the NFL works. And the bottom line, if anybody knows how the NFL works, the bottom line is, can you play? You better be an outstanding, extraordinary athlete before you start to rock the boat. You better be at the top of the list before you start to rock the boat. Because that is what matters to them. And Colin Kaepernick was a mediocre player, okay? He might have had some good streaks in the past, but he was on a mediocre playing streak. He was a mediocre player. Not lousy, better than some, but still mediocre. Not the best. And he rocked the boat. And maybe in his mind, he thought it was better than he thought he was. Maybe he thought he was more valued than he was. And he thought, oh, I can get away with this. I'm not going to get fired. Or maybe he felt like he was a mediocre player. Maybe he thought he was on his way out. He needed to start some controversy. I don't know what's in his mind. But if he thought that being a mediocre player and then doing this was not going to get him fired, then he's an idiot. Now, some people might say, like, well, maybe he didn't care about getting fired. Maybe it's more than that. He just really wanted to stand up for the black and brown community and repeat the same old slogan of how oppressed and victimized we really are. And if that's the case, he's still an idiot. You know why he's still an idiot? He could have used that platform and the money to make some real change. But he decided to throw that away to become a Twitter trend. To become a trending topic on Twitter. Congratulations. And now, do I care if people take the knee? I think everyone has a right to take the knee. I think everybody has a right to not participate in a national anthem or salute the flag or whatever if they want to. We live in America. You have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want. I don't think it's a freedom of speech thing. I think it's a protesting peacefully sort of thing, because he wasn't speaking when you took the knee. You just peacefully protest. Everybody has a right to peacefully protest, and everybody has a right to yell and condemn that person for doing that. If people don't like it, then people don't like it, and they have every right to say that. The American flag, or even America, or even our troops, or even the history of America, to some people means nothing to them. So I don't think everyone should be forced to participate if they want to. So I don't have a problem with him taking a knee. Other people do, and everybody has a right to have a problem with him taking the knee. Now, do I agree with Donald Trump said that he needs to get fired? No. Do I agree with everything else he said about it? Yes. But no, he should have never said that. But guess what? Donald Trump saying they should get fired doesn't mean they're gonna get fired. Again, the bottom line in NFL, if you can play. Now, if there's some lousy ass players who took the knee, maybe they won't get drafted next time. If you're an outstanding player, you're probably gonna keep your job. I mean, it's so much evidence of this. There's people who beat their wives and went to prison and came out and immediately got signed because they were phenomenal players. That is the bottom line when it comes to the NFL. So yeah, don't have a problem taking a knee, but just because you take the knee doesn't mean that you're free of consequences. Everybody has a right to be angry about it. Everybody has a right to be nonchalant about it. I don't really care. It's not really my fight with the whole knee and that national anthem thing. I think this is sad, and again, we keep tackling the stupid things that don't matter and help no one, and ignore the stuff that's actually a problem, like we always do. I saw a video the other day of the Little League coach having all his Little League football players take the knee. And he said, oh, the kids asked about what was going on, which I don't really believe. I think little kids don't care. I think that the coach just wanted to show that he's going to do something, and he had all his little players take the knee. So instead of teaching them about business and about how the NFL works, instead of taking them to the side and say, hey, yeah, peaceful protest is great, but you better be a fucking good player. That's it. It's not about politics. It's not about, oh, social this and social that. Sports is sports. Nobody cares about that stuff when they go watch football. So what he should have been teaching this player is, if you take the knee, you better be a good player. And if you're not a good player on my team, you're going to take a bench. That's what he should be teaching them. That's what he should be teaching these little black boys. That's what they should be doing, about business and how to keep your job so you can continue to help the community that you love so much. Anyway, that's the end of this fucking video. It's way too long. If you agree with me, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine. By the way, I do have a second channel. If you want to see me in a more lighter state, like, I try to be funny on this channel as well, but the reason why I am so serious all the time is because these are things that are really, really near and dear to my heart. This is stuff that I've been seeing my whole life. And that's one of the things I don't understand, why young black millennials think that this is being so woke that we finally realize how oppressed we are and how victims are. No, this is the same language and the same rhetoric that's been going on way before you were born and way before your parents were born. This is the same cycle of conversation, and I've been seeing this my whole life. I saw my uncles and my aunties sit on the porch and waste years and years of their life away talking about white man this and white man that and how they're oppressing them, even though most of them didn't even finish high school. So I don't know how they assumed that all their failures was on white people, but I saw them that get them nowhere. And until they got off their ass and actually start being responsible and accountable for their own actions, that is when they started actually succeeding in life. So this has been something like I've witnessed my whole life. And that is why I am so passionate about it. And it may come off like I don't give a fuck or I'm bashing the black community over and over again. But I actually love the black community and I want to see us win. But I'm coming from a tough love point of view because I don't think there's enough of that. Anyway, that is the end of my video. Again, I do have a second channel if you want to see me in a more happier state. I'm traveling right now. I've been traveling through Southeast Asia for about almost 3 years now. So that's a travel video, and I have some other videos, like other story times and stuff on that channel. So if you want to find me on my first channel, my main channel, I'll put a link below, or you can go on my homepage and you can find the link there. Again, if you agree with me or disagree with me, please leave it in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like it and share it. Please share this video. Get it out, because YouTube is choking off this channel and not getting me like recommended and stuff like that because of the topics that I'm talking about. So please share it out. And if you like these type of conversations and you want to continue to talk with more, please subscribe. And if you subscribe, hit that bell so you get the notifications when I do upload. And thank you, and peace.
একদিন শুক্রবার নে তো মানুষ এর মেরিটেরি করলে না করলে মানুষ বেগুন বেড়াঙ্গিন মুড়ি ধরে মুড়ার কে করলে না তো বেড়িয়ানি বলা নাই তো বেড়িয়ানি বেগুন ফুরা ঘর ফুরা দিয়ে ফেলাই দিব না এটা ফুরা ঘর তালাম মাঝে বেগুন বই দেখে না তেন তো টানি বেড়িয়ানি ধরে দাঁড়ে সুন্দর লাগে তার মিলিটারি জুলুঙ্গের সো হাত দিব লগিল তো আমার তেড়া এরকম গিয়ে
Rape is used in my country as a weapon against those who only want to live in peace, who only want to assert their basic human rights, especially in the areas of the ethnic nationalities. Rape is rife. It is used as a weapon.